As I walk in the front door of the decent-sized building, this building looks bigger in the book than it does in real life. There are also buildings close to this area and doesn't seem so forlorn. As you can see, it's just a normal funeral home, right? Well, we'll see. These are the appearances. But as the old saying goes, don't let the cover of the book keep you from discovering what is within, the man said in an eerily tone. He walked over and stood. So, how would you feel staying here all night until I unlock the doors in the morning? I turned around to face him and shut the door that was hidden to me. I ran over to the door and tried to figure out how to open it, and there was no use. I banged on the wall a few times and gathered myself the best I could. Well, I guess I'm stuck here for the night. I went to the main hall after I got my flashlight and worked on getting my phone out to try and call Lucy. I have no kind of dial tone or anything at all. All it shows is 0 bars. Well, I guess I have to stay here and deal with the night. Geez, I hope there's a bathroom available, you know. So I get myself ready for a long night ahead of me. I go to the hidden door where the owner went through to trap me into this ghost-infested place. Dang, I hope I have enough native in me so I don't die of fright. There are a handful of ceiling lights that dimly light the areas around this place of the dead. As I look to the lights above me, I can see the bulbs showing their iridescence, and these things will haunt my dreams for years to come. The sun had set and the darkness of night had settled on the small town around me. As the moon shone as silver light, I stepped into the rooms of the funeral home. With the chill of the still air, I looked around and was eager to start my investigation. As I cautiously stepped through the dimly lit funeral home, the musty smell of the decay sent shivers down my spine. The flickering candles barely illuminated the eerie silence that had hung heavy in the air. I could feel the weight of this place pressing against my chest as I moved deeper into the shadows of the rooms. Come out, demon, I called. Ghost, whatever you call yourself, I yelled out with a trembling voice, trying to mask my fear behind the thin veil of confidence. I want answers, and I really want to know what's actually going on around here. I began to explore the building. I opened drawers, shuffled through the files, and listened intently for any strange noises. Just as I was about to give up, there was a loud thump from inside the building. It sounded as something had fallen. I decided to investigate. There was an eerie silence around the place. It's as if the place was holding its breath. I continued forward, looking for the source of the noise. Suddenly, the door slammed behind me. I searched every room, looking for anything out the ordinary. After what seemed like a few hours, I had found an old dusty book in the basement. It appeared that the journal had been written by the former residents of the funeral home. You know, the guy who was probably the preacher of this place when it was a church. I read through the old journal and discovered the dark secrets of this place. It was filled with stories of hauntings and strange occurrences. I then realized that I had stumbled upon something bigger than what I had ever expected. With no other way out, I decided to spend the night in the funeral home and prepared for the night of ghost hunting. As the hours passed, I heard strange noises and saw strange shadows. I even felt a chill in the air. By morning, I had experienced enough to convince myself that the funeral home was actually haunted. I stood in the dimly lit hallway of the funeral home, my heart pounding like a drum as I clutched my trusty EMF detector, and with each step that I took, the air grew thicker and thicker. The silence enveloped me in its eerie embrace. "All right, ghost," I said in my voice echoing through the halls. "I know you're here, so show yourselves." Suddenly, a flicker of movement caught my eye, and I turned to see the ghost materializing in front of me. Its hollow eyes stared into my soul, its form wavering like a mirage. "Speak to me," I urged, my voice steady despite the chill crawling up my spine. The ghost's mouth's open, and all I heard was a faint hiss. I leaned closer, straining to catch its words. The ghost had whispered, and the sound shivering down my spine. It was like standing in the midst of a chilling breeze, feeling the presence behind me and in front of me. I turned to find another ghost emerging from the shadows, its transparent figure mirroring my own confusion. This was really getting interesting. "Tell me your stories. Tell me what happened to you," I implored, my words breaking through the frosty silence. I heard in response, its voice resonating with a mournful lament. I could feel their pain, their unspoken sorrows echoing within me. I had to dig deeper to unlock the secrets that they held. Closing my eyes, I focused my thoughts and reaching out to the spirits surrounding me and trying to show them that I just want some answers. My voice was filled with determination, and suddenly the objects around the room started shaking. The very walls groaned in response. The spirits were ready to tell their tales. Finally, let's see what they have. The old funeral home loomed over me, its dark presence casting long shadows of the dark, moonlit street. My heart pounding away, I tightened my grip onto my camcorder. It was time to face the demons that haunt this place, quite literally. As I pushed on, I could hear whispers carrying on, like wind all around, a chill melody that danced along my skin. I glanced around, searching for any sign of the ethereal beings that waited me. It wasn't long before I heard another ghost emerge, and his transparent figure flickering in the dim light.
Go.
He rasped, his ghostly voice barely audible.
The demons are waiting for you. They hold the answers that you're waiting for.
My heart skipped a beat. With his spectral as my guide, I ventured further into the funeral home. The air grew heavy, and it felt hotter and hotter and colder at the same time. Each step echoing louder in the silence. Finally, I reached the grand parlor, where two sinister figures awaited me. Their demonic forms towered over me, eyes gleaming with malice, or rather little globes of red spheres.
What do you want?
They said in unison, their voices riddled with outworldly power.
How dare you intrude onto our domain?
I swallowed hard, my nerves threatening to break my resolve. "I want answers," I managed to say, completely determined. "Tell me, who is holding this place hostage? Who is threatening this place?" They both exchanged a knowing glance, a sinister smile playing on their face and lips.
Confront your darkest fears from within.
Despite their menacing presence, I stilled myself. I had come too far to back down now. "Okay, I accept you and your challenges. Show me to the answers that I'm looking for, or tell me yourself." I faced whatever lays ahead of me. With a gleeful cackle, they led me deeper into the funeral home, their laughter echoing through the halls. The tension in the air was palpable. The anticipation of what awaited me was building to a great crescendo. Little did they know, I was all right with this confrontation, and it would be more harrowing for them when they really faced me. A sinister chuckle resonated through the hall, sending chills up my spine. Suddenly, the room shifted, and a vile presence materialized before me. Another vile demon wore a wicked smile, and his eyes gleaming in a malevolence that made my blood run warm.
You dare challenge me? And us, mortal?
The demon threw at me, its voice dripping with venomous arrogance.
You think you can handle us?
Well, I'm not here to play the game, so tell me what I need to know, I said, determined. The demon's laughter filled the room, echoing off the walls. It circled me, its gaze never leaving mine. The other two followed its lead, and they did the same thing, trying to whisper into my ear and try and scare me as best they could.
The truth is a dangerous game, boy.
The demon said.
But if you dare to face it, be prepared for the consequences.
I stood my ground, a heart pounding in my chest. Scold in. With a sinister grin, the demon finally relented. It began to weave a tale of darkness and despair, revealing the secrets that lay hidden within the funeral home's walls. Each chilling word sent shivers down my spine, but I remained resolute again. The demon finished his tale. A solemn silence enveloped the room. I took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the truth settle on my shoulders. I was changed and forever marked by the knowledge that I have gained. I have what I came for, I said, my voice steady despite the turbulent storm within me. Now release your hold of this place. You have no power over it anymore, okay? I demanded. The demon's eyes narrowed, but it couldn't deny the truth in my words. With the final crackle, it vanished into thin air, leaving me alone in the funeral home. As the first rays of dawn began to peek through the windows, suddenly, a low and spine-chilling laughter echoed through the halls. It was that demon again. He hadn't gone. Toying with me in a cruel and sadistic manner, I could feel its malicious intent pushing closer to me, to the brink of despair. But just as I was about to succumb to the overwhelming darkness, a familiar voice came through the night. James, it called out, breaking through the oppressive silence. It was Lucy, my loyal and reliable friend, who had been my anchor throughout this terrifying journey. Well, in my mind at least. Relief washed over me as I saw her silhouette standing in the doorway, a beacon of light in the midst of the darkness. And moments before, she had unlocked the door that held me captive within a nightmarish realm. Just as despair threatened to consume me, a soft click resonated through the room. With the flick of her wrist, Lucy revealed something ancient and something sacred, its glow warding off the darkness. The demons recoiled, shrieking and piercing the air, as if burning from his torch. In that moment, I realized that the bond between Lucy and I was stronger than the supernatural forces that were out there. Together, we confronted the demons and banished them back to the depths of hell where they came from. The first rays of sunlight bathed us in its warm embrace. We exchanged relieved laughter, and our hearts lighter, and our mission was fulfilled. I couldn't have done it without you, I said, with a smile shining from ear to ear. Lucy smiled, her eyes sparkling with determination and strength. I couldn't let you face this alone, she said with a voice unwavering. We're in this together. She smiled, a sparkle of triumph dancing in her gaze. We make a good team. The spirits of the funeral home can rest peacefully now. And so the funeral home faded in the distance. I knew our journey wasn't over. With each ghostly encounter, Lucy and I would continue to uncover mysteries of the supernatural, forever bonded by our shared bravery and resilience. As we walked into the dawn, the first faint of rays of dawn painted the skies with hues of pink and orange. We faced our fears, confronted the demons that threatened to consume us, and we emerged victorious. With the newfound sense of courage and bond stronger than ever, Lucy and I knew that no matter what came our way, we would face it head on together. And so we walked into the rising sun, back to our car, ready to face whatever darkness may come our way. Together, we are invincible.